needs a little bit of a delay. So let's do this. Let's do this. And it says I'm finally live. Making sure I can see the chat. Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from ChemKnits, and welcome to the July 2019 ChemKnits Dye-Along. Today we are going to dye a really, really fun yarn inspired by this beautiful, beautiful lily that you can see right here. This lily is full of orange and red, maybe a little pop of yellow. Could pull in some green, or we could focus on the flower itself. There are many possibilities here. And I plan to play around with this in a couple ways. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. And if, I am completely thrilled with the first time, then that's what we'll go with. But I have a bunch of dye powders pulled. You can see some of the colors in my Instagram story. I'm just at ChemKnits on Instagram, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So as always, this is a dye-along. So I'm inviting all of you to use this photo as your inspiration and to create a colorway inspired by this as well. And if you share the photos with me on Instagram and Facebook, then I might pick your photos to be featured in the recap for this live stream that'll come out sometime in early August. So if you want the chance to be featured, share your dyeing project with the hashtag ChemKnitsDyeAlong on Instagram, or on Facebook, see the pinned post. That's the post of this image right here. Just reply with a photo comment with your yarn, and yeah, I'll pick some of them to include in the recap video. So that way, not only will I recap the yarn we dye and talk about the colorways and the techniques, but then you can see how other people were also inspired by the same photo and the different colors other people created as well. And it is just a lot of fun, and I love seeing what you guys create and how sometimes we have the same ideas or different ideas, and I think that it's just a lot of fun. And again, the link to the Facebook thing is in the video description, along with a lot of other stuff and the details on how to be featured. And so I hope that you guys like what I picked. I just love looking at those petals, and so I think I keep going back and forth over what I want to try first. If I want to try going for just the petal, or doing something a bit more abstract feeling, I don't know. All I know is that I'm excited to layer colors together. Really, really excited. There is a playlist with a lot of these dye-alongs if you want to go check out previous months. The June recap just came out yesterday. Ideally, I'd get the recaps out in the first week of the month, but this was a holiday month, and it was busy. So I hope that you guys are really excited, and I will stand up and get started in just a few minutes. Let's see, other announcements. There are just a couple of the 2019 summer samplers left. So starting next Monday on July 22nd, there is going to be a bonus series. The Summer Mini Skein mini-series will have a new episode for a whole week coming out every night. 5 mini skein videos that correspond to 5 wrapped packages in the sampler. So you can unwrap a package while watching the video each night. And then there'll be 2 bonus videos at the very end. The series will start on July 22nd, and all the videos will come out at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I might do some as premieres, which means that I will be in the chat room, and so then you guys can get additional reaction and stuff from me and chat with me while we watch the video. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them as premieres, but I might do some of them just because I think it's fun and I like hanging out and chatting with you guys. It's fun on the keyboard, and when I've joined the premiere chat rooms, I'm very involved. Yes, it'll be so much fun. And yes, I think that there's 3 left. I think there's 2 100-gram samplers and 1 DK 100-gram sampler left, and that's it. And there's also 1 add-on sock blank left as well. But yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just really, really excited to see what you guys think. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to put together, and I learned a lot. And it's been really hard to keep quiet about all of these projects, but I really didn't want to let any spoilers out. So anyway, let's get to it. Yeah, you can see I've got my Hotel Chafer pan up there. It is a full-size pan that is 4 inches deep. The Amazon listing that I have my affiliate link to shifted a little bit because it offered multiple sizes of the pan, when previously it was just the one size. So that's why I'm mentioning it's a full-size 4-inch deep. I think a 6-inch deep would be fine, but I don't need that much depth. You can fit a lot into this 4-inch pan. But woohoo for keeping your sampler a surprise. All right, I'm gonna stand up. And yeah, so this is live, and feel free to let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat. So let's take a big look at our photo. Oh, this one is so pretty. I have the source from where I actually got the photo is in the video description, but this picture, I don't know if that's actually the source of it, because when I did, like, I tried tracking it down and I did a reverse Google image search, and this picture is everywhere. But I was just absolutely drawn to these colors. And I was also drawn to a little bit of sparkle from the water droplets. And yeah, and so because of that, the first yarns that we are going to play with are going to be a sparkle yarn. All right, I will make the image go away. And okay, let's stand up. Yeah, I did not take this photo. I just selected it as the color inspiration, which hopefully falls under some kind of fair use. Okay, so the yarn base that we are going to start with today, I have been pre-soaking for a little while. This is the Sparkle Sock from Dyer Supplier. Dyer Supplier sent me this for free to play around with. This is not currently in stock, but they are working on getting more of it. They actually have a yarn that is even more sparkle called Silvery Sock that has a much higher stellina content to it, which I should be getting my hands on some of that hopefully tomorrow, and so then I'll be able to do some compare and contrast. But I would need to go back and double check the fiber content. It's superwash merino, nylon, and stellina. Shoot. Products. Oh, I had it earlier. I believe that it's 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 10% stellina, but let me, sorry guys, I had this and then I don't anymore. Unfortunately, and this is a thing that I think that they've fixed since then, but the fiber content was not on the bag of yarn. It just had the name of the yarn base and the SKU number, but it didn't have the yardage information and the fiber content. And so that is something that, well, I think that the yarn is beautiful, but that is definitely a negative. Okay, so let's see. Sparkle Sock. 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 10% stellina. Is what they said. Okay. What's everyone working on? Yeah, the premiere chats are a lot of fun. Okay. Anyway, so while this yarn isn't available, Dyer Supplier has a lot of other yarn bases. And my affiliate links for Dyer Supplier and Knit Picks are in the video description. So Dyer Supplier sent me the yarn for free to play around with, but Knit Picks, I buy the Knit Picks yarn myself. So let's have these. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can appreciate the sparkle, but this is really sparkly. I think that this has more sparkle to it than Stroll Glimmer. Like, it feels a little bit like diamondy. I like it. I like it. But the Knit Picks one is only 5%. Okay, and I'm going to reuse some of this pre-soak water, maybe. Nope, actually, I'm going to go ahead and pre-soak some more yarn in the pre-soak water and set that aside in case we're going to do another round. Off camera, I am pre-soaking Knit Picks Hawthorne right now, which is 80% superwash fine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. It's a high twist sock yarn and one that I love playing around with. And so I have that ready to go. This is really pretty. I am greatly enjoying these sparkles right here. I was talking about my pan. Oh, you're using an electric stove? So my pan has, oh gosh, my stove is burning here. Let me pull these out. I'll show you the bottom side of my pan. So you can see there's some spots on here. And you can see I've got a gas stove, but there's definitely some spots on the bottom of my pan. But it's not getting weak anywhere, and I use this thing all the time. So I'm laying out this yarn, and the way that I like to do this when I'm doing 2 skeins at once, and you can fit 3 in here, but that always feels a little crowded for me. I have them looped around this way, and that's so that way I can get as much balance as I can. Because if it was sort of looped around in a circle the other way, then it's possible that we would just get a lot more color on one half of the yarn, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm adding 4 cups of water, and I want to add more. We're going low immersion, but we're dyeing with powders, and I want to be able to mix things up. I think that this is similar to the technique I'm doing today is very similar to what I did in December's dye-along, where I had that snowy forest scene. So we're now at it's not quite even low immersion anymore because there is plenty of water there. I'm curious if I can capture, well, I guess now it's less sparkly because there's a sparkle of the water too. Too bad. All right, let's see. Start heating you up. Everything I'm using today is dedicated dye equipment. And so none of this is anything that I use for food. So there is that. Okay, we've got 8 cups of water. Let's add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. So I think with this one, I'm going to go for something that is a little more, and this pre-soaked in just plain tap water. I think for this one, we're going to go for something that is slightly variegated. Well, it's definitely going to be variegated, but I think it's going to be a little more repeating and ordered versus, and then later on I might play around with some of those more like random placements of color inspired by the photo. Let me pull up the photo again, make it smaller because it is taking up the entire screen. But actually, let's look at the petal. And I wish I had like a pointer. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some orange, then some red, and then purple. And I think that that's my plan for this one. And then I think in the other version that I want to do some hints of green, some hints of yellow, and then predominantly that purple, but with the orange and red in there. So I think that that is sort of my plan and the vision I have in my head. But as I say a lot, a lot, I whenever I have like a specific image in my head of a colorway I want to achieve, that's when I'm the most likely to get disappointed. I have better luck when I sort of go by feel and say, I wonder what will happen if. And so I find these dialogues to be a really good challenge for me because it sort of forces me to try to achieve something specific. So you get your I have not used, well, I don't have a loom, so then I haven't used Curio for loom work. I imagine Curio, I mean, that's the crochet thread, right? That would hold up pretty well. Oh yeah, speaking of knit picks, they're having a really big summer sale right now, and so there are hundreds of yarns that are up to 50% off. And again, my affiliate link's in the video description along with a bunch of others like the nylon zip ties and everything. And so what it means is that I do earn a commission if you make a purchase through my links, but I choose what products I link to because they're the ones I use and whatnot. Although I don't think I linked to anything specific. I think I just linked to their yarn. Where is my respirator? I had it pulled out. All right, so since we're going to be using powders, I'm about to get muffled. I've got my respirator here and safety goggles, which I will be wearing. Now, we had a conversation in the ChemKnits Lab Facebook group the other day. And so this respirator, the way I have it set up, it works for particles, not for vapors. So I use it only when I'm dealing with powders, but not when I'm doing, for example, not when I'm dyeing with the dyes that are already dissolved in liquid. And the main reason for that is that this won't keep any vapors out. Some people can be sensitive to fumes and stuff, and so you need to, I guess, do what works best for you. All right. I pulled a lot of reds, oranges, and purples. And let me look at the picture again. The orange, I'm a little unsure of which one I want to do. I think I have saffron spice and fluorescent safety orange pulled, and I might do a little bit of both. That might be what I do. And then I've got, well, I have intense iris, but I don't think that's the right color. I have deep purple, which is what I'm planning to use for the purple, but actually intense iris might, well, I might mix those too. I don't know. And then I've got cherry bomb for the red. That one I'm pretty set on. Okay, let's start with the fluorescent safety orange, because this color I know is going to spread. A lot of the fluorescent colors strike pretty slowly. Okay, and so I'm putting on some powder, trying to keep one hand dry, and then I'm sort of moving this to sort of dissolve it and move it through. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that color. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's definitely not all dissolved yet. But, oh shoot, I should have had a yarn mop. I have a yarn mop, sort of. Oh, crud. Not really. Shoot. I'm washing the dye powder off of my gloves for this first one. and considering what I want to do. I have a skein of yarn, and I'm going to grab and get this set up. I have no idea if there's any vinegar in here. This is the, I think it's like the merino twist. Oh, I should remove that picture. Sorry. This yarn, oh, I've got the powders are on. Powders are closed. This yarn is, that I just showed real quickly, is the, I think it's like merino twist. It's 50% off on clearance right now, and I freaking love it. I just bought a 20 pack of this yarn because it's on sale. It's a high twist, 100% superwash merino. I'll come show you guys. Yeah, there's not vinegar in there. Let me add a splash of vinegar before I yarn mop this guy. Okay. On the website, it says it's DK weight. It is not DK weight. Not even close. It is absolutely 100% like heavy worsted, and that's what the label says. But the website still says that it's DK. I'm not sure if you guys can see the high twist here, but I'm going to use this as a yarn mop like I did in the other video. I have it, and oh, I kind of want to swap the pan that it's in and use a pan that is stained already. But I'm going to use this to wipe my hands off when they have the dyed powder on them. I'll still have to wash and dry my hands in between, but I've now got a basin that has a bit of a stain to it. Shoot, I could have saved that pre-soak water. Oh well. And I'm just going to have it down here, and I'm going to wipe my fingers off on it and create some kind of really cool kind of colorway. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so anyway, we got our orange. So there's a lot of conversation that you can read out there about issues with stellina and it dulling using citric acid. But I think that what it seems to be is not the citric acid, but the pH and how long the fiber is in contact with like acidic conditions. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. I am getting kitted back up. Okay, and let's go in with some red. So that's our orange. The red we are using, here's another spoon, is Cherry Bomb. This section is probably going to be bigger than what I actually want it to be, but that's okay. That's a little bit pink. I sort of want it to be a bit, I wish I could do it like super thin with this technique, but the colors are going to blend, and that is perfectly okay. And there are going to be some speckles in here too, which is also totally okay. And it looks like we're definitely going to have some red speckles going onto that orange. Let's see. I am adding, and the water level is high enough that things can move around. Things can move around in here, but but you don't want to do. Things can move around a bit, but I am trying to sort of keep these dyes pretty much locally placed. Just sort of moving it side by side to help it dissolve a bit. There. And then with my fingers,
I am going on to the yarn mop and just wiping off this extra dye. And that is what I'm going to be doing over the course of the night until that is very saturated. And the reason for washing and drying my hands in between each color is because I'm going directly into the dye jars. I like the Dharma jars because they, I really like the Dharma jars because they have a wide enough opening that I can go in. So, all right, now we are going to do a little bit of a test. So here's some deep purple. And notice I did this, ooh, we might get some breaking there. I mean, that's a very light layer. I wanted to get a sense for the hue before I go in heavy. And I want to take a look at some intense iris as well. Don't worry, I yarn mopped it. Okay, let's see I think the intense iris is a bit more blue. Oh goodness, this is a deeper container. Let's see. Really fine dusting. Oh wow. Yeah, if I look at the finger swatches, the intense iris is absolutely more blue than the deep purple. It is a beautiful, and I'm going to spread it further to, because I'm going to cover it up with the, I'm going to go with the deep purple. But I don't mind having some of this here. And who knows, maybe I will end up layering them both some. But yeah, this is more of like a true, it's a perfect iris color, to be honest. Definitely a perfect iris color. Okay, but that's not what I want in here. Okay, we're going back in for the deep purple, and we're going to go heavier this time. Got some bigger chunks of powder. And I'm going to be going in with the spoon momentarily. But I'm wiping my hands off on that mop first, just to try to keep things. I will probably be going in with this color again, but I'm moving it around because I don't want it to be super, I don't mind there being some speckles and there being some variation in here, but I don't want like it to be a true solid. If I wanted that, then I should dip dye. Ooh, I sort of like that dimension in there. I'm going to definitely be adding some more of this color. But I'm going slow, and you'll notice that there's very little to no movement here. So the deep purple is very much like a grape soda color, like grape Kool-Aid, if that makes sense. Ah! No problems. Okay. Let's go a little bit at this border. With my hand on the yarn map so that way I can, and here, sorry, I'm thinking. You can tell I'm thinking as I am working this color in. And moving it different parts, but you can see that there's a lot of purple in there, but it's gonna be more white on the other side. We're not getting like a ton of color penetration, but that's sort of what I would expect. I just yeah, I'm sort of digging this so far, and I think I'm gonna have to post. I know I've yarn mopped, but I'm gonna have to post something on Instagram, I think.
Life. Okay, let's see. Purples are really hard. Purples are really, really hard to photograph. But I think on camera you can't really appreciate the orange. Let's see. I am going to post this to my Instagram right now. Instagram story, and it'll go on the Facebook story too. Okay. I just added it to my stories. And so if you're just tuning in, to remind you guys, this is our inspiration photo today. And so the first one, I was just thinking about the petals, and I wanted to do something that in some ways will act a lot like some of our dip dyed broken colorways, in that you'll sort of, if you knit a hat or something, you'll see some of these reds and oranges sort of spiral around, which I think would be really, really cool. But I also wanted to do something semi-repeating. Well, okay, this actually is repeating, not semi-repeating. I should be careful with my qualifiers. But I should set a timer. Nope. There we go. And I'm going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. I'm going to increase the heat a little bit right now. But we'll come and check. There's still a reasonable amount of purple. But I think that you guys might be able to see the huge amount of variation that we do have in here. If I was using liquids, we probably could have gotten something that had more even coverage, but there's depth and dimension to this lily petal. And so I didn't want that end to be solid. If I wanted it more solid again, I considered doing something where I would dip one end into the deep purple to get like most of it coated with the purple, and then layer on the red and orange with this technique. But I decided to do the whole thing layering with powder because I thought that would be fun. You have an argument with your kid about color. You see purple clover as purple, she sees pink. Yes, colors are definitely all relative. For me, reddish purples are all pink to me. Yeah. Ooh, I would be very interested in seeing a study of testosterone and estrogen and seeing if that affects how people see color. That would be really, really cool. Oh, that's hilarious. So Catherine just said that her husband can't see light purple. He thinks it's blue. Guess what color he thinks I've painted the bedroom walls? Oh man, my office walls are purple. Yeah, and let me check. Yeah, but this color is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good week. I have been editing. I've been like in an editing cave this week, so it's really refreshing to like be out and dyeing yarn. And I want to see if I can fix the. Actually, now would be a good time for me to see if I can. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Huh? Where did I go? Oh, this is what I did. I hit myself. Sorry, guys. This would be a good time for me to see if I can adjust the colors that we're seeing. I don't really want to decrease the saturation, but what about problem is, let's see. Yeah, the problem is, so I can adjust the white balance, but I cannot, the controls don't allow me to shift the color. So I need to like shift the white balance, but add some reds back in, and so I struggle with that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and what would you do with this inspiration photo? I want to hear that, because I'm gonna go and do one of my like semi-random laying colors on top of each other, playing with mainly these three colors, but doing some hints of yellow and green in there. That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go very like tropical, summery, and have fun with that shortly. But yeah, for now, I am. Oh, am I only seeing? Oh no. Okay, good. I have all the live chat on. But oh man, I'm like sitting here trying to be patient, waiting for these 10 minutes to be up. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. Okay, random aside, but has anyone else been playing the Harry Potter game? Yeah, it's like I've been editing and then going for walks, trying to like, well, it's not really catching, but I've been playing the Harry Potter game. You want to do a semi-solid orange and then glaze with eggplant? Ooh, that would be gorgeous. Ooh, some orange peeking through the purple. Ooh. I am a huge fan of fluorescent safety orange, I have to say. When it's concentrated enough, it doesn't really feel neon, and it's just a good, bright orange, and I really, really like it. I think, it's funny, I'm looking at the picture, and in person, there's a little, the bit of red is a little too big. I should have covered that a little more with the purple, but maybe on round like 3 of dyeing, I could do that. But still 4 minutes left. Man, oh man. I need to, if not for cable issues, because I have 2 webcams, so in theory, I could get started on one pan, that like the one that you see here, and I could have the second camera set up on the second pan. But I think that would ultimately be pretty hard, because then I'd have a cable running like in front of the stove, and that wouldn't be so good. That wouldn't be so good. But yeah, Sarah, I want to see your orange glazed with some eggplant. That sounds absolutely delightful. And this deep purple, sometimes I call it like a navy of purples. It's a very like, this one's a fairly neutral purple, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just know that when I saw this that image up there that it made me so happy, and I felt really sort of drawn to it because I saw it and I was like, oh, and I like really just wanted to play with those colors. I wanted to play with orange and red in a way that didn't feel fall or like a sunset. And odds are, so I painted my nails on, what's today? Today is Tuesday. Okay, I painted my nails on Friday night? I think Friday night. So I'm amazed that they're all still intact. Really, really amazed. Okay. All right, I'm standing up because I am getting antsy. Oh man, when it's just me and I'm filming a video and I wait for 10 minutes, I am able to wait without like coming and checking. But oh, that's clearing. That's good. You almost can't tell where that iris, the intense iris was, but I think I will add some on the other side. I mean, you can see, let's see. Well, actually, the penetration might be better than I thought. Maybe not over here. Oh, actually, the color penetration is not super bad. Not at all. I guess there's still some hints of the orange and red. I'm trying to like move this to let that bind. I think this is super wash. This is pretty. Oh, purple, come down in the pan. Purple, come down in the pan. Okay. You put the heat back on low. That's only a minute and 46 seconds. Most of the color has bound. I can wait another minute. I truly can. Oh no, I froze? I don't see it as frozen. I still see myself, but I'm popping in the chat. Let's see, over here. Well, actually, the color penetration is not super bad. Not at all. I guess there's still some hints of the orange and red. I'm trying to like move this to let that bind. I think this is super washed. This is pretty. Oh, purple, come down to the pan. Purple, come down. Okay, so it seems it seems to be working fine for me, but it wouldn't shock me if there's buffering issues, and I'm very sorry about that. Let me know if it's just the video that's buffering, if the whole thing's buffering, or if it's the audio as well. And that is a bummer. And now I am seeing, oh, interesting. I don't see it as frozen. I still see myself, but interesting, because now that I said that, then I go and I see myself. What is taking up? Shoot, it is definitely like skipping. It seems that maybe when I bring my head up, that makes it worse. Wow, the irony that I'm like, I'm checking, and this thing's working, and then it's definitely not working. I'm sorry, guys. A lot of sports paintings use purple in their colors. No, it's probably my internet, which is not great. Yeah, so the sound is weird. I hope Keith is not watching. Okay, I am just decreasing my. What is taking up? Shoot. because I'm seeing the video, because it should be, it really should be fine. I get really frustrated. I decreased, oh, well, I could close that. Of course, it'll be a bit before I can check again. It got worse when I put the webcam back on. I'm getting really sick of this computer. Oh, goodness, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Let me see. There's like a few minute delay. Oh, she is not watching. Okay, I'm deep. Yeah, it's a few minutes. It's too hard for me to see. Oh. Okay, maybe I'll just try to minimize my laptop video. No, I mean, I can see. Oh, it should be working. Maybe not. For some reason, there's like a lot of hidden stuff open on Google that I can't figure out. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about this. Okay, I'm going to flip the yarn, and we're just going to keep going and hope for the best. But I have a feeling I might be upgrading my computer for my birthday. It's just a feeling. Why, you might ask? Well, because the stream quality has been not great. Hey, the color penetration is much better than I thought. That's great. Trying to keep things from shifting too much while I'm flipping. But you can see that we actually did a really good job. Oof. Oof. So I don't actually recommend popping your hands into hot yarn. So don't recommend that. I mean, I don't really, this isn't hurting me and I don't mind it. I have to put it out there that I officially do not recommend doing that. Even though I'm totally, totally fine. And now I am pausing. Sort of waiting for this to come back up on the stream. And I can't see the chat anymore. Let's see. It's moving real time again, and I am too. Oh, it's fine now. It started after I played with the color. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, if anyone has any recommendations for computers for streaming, let me know. Not that I want to get, not that I'm like able to replace the computer now, but maybe that'll be the goal, my Hanukkah goal, is to. Because I'm planning, so I'm doing the summer sampler, and I'm already starting to think about Hanukkah for this year. I know that you guys really, really enjoyed the Hanukkah special last year, and I'm absolutely, absolutely planning on doing it again. So if there's something in particular that you would love to see, please reach out and let me know, because I'm at the very, very beginning. I'm in the very early planning stages, and I am very, very excited about what happened last year and where things might go this year. So, and the summer special is really, really exciting to me as well. I want to do something. I want to do something different from what I did last year. But maybe I'll do something similar. Because last year for Hanukkah, I did 8 different yarn bases of 8 different techniques.
And I'm curious if people would like me to do 8 different yarn bases again, or if I should do all one base, like I'm doing for this special. And again, I hid the chat for myself, so I can't see what you guys are saying. Okay. Cherry bomb. And this is going on a very narrow line. So this kind of colorway and the way that it's getting dyed is definitely not, quote, perfect for like a planned pooling project. Because if you wanted to do something with planned pooling, you really want the repeats to be regular and consistent. And that is not sort of what we have here. What we have here is, it's repeating, yes, but there is like there's going to be some variety in that amount of repetition, if that makes sense. Okay, I need a little more red. There. Trying to be like mega careful with these powders because I don't want, I'll show you what the yarn mop is looking like. It's a little bit like a hot mess right now, but I know that there's going to be more and more and more added onto it. Whoops, that went a little far, that's okay. Okay. Now let's wash up and go in with our purple. So for consistency, I'm going to do a tiny bit of light iris. Intense iris. What did I call it? Light iris? I'm going to do a light amount of the intense. Oops. Well, this is light. I don't even know if that's in the same spot, and I don't care a ton. I just wanted to play with that color. Let's see. Start adding a little bit of blue all around. All right, and then deep purple, my friend. I'm coming for you. All right, deep purple. I love you very much. You are like a go-to favorite of mine. I want to go over that intense iris that I did. There's like a tiny bit of yellow. So again, here the goal is not speckles exactly. The goal is just coverage. So I'm going through. And we're definitely going to have modeling, and there's going to be lighter patches and darker patches, but I'm kind of into that. And again, like the two skeins, this is one dye lot, this is one dyeing journey, but there's no question that these are sister skeins. How are we doing? It's not bad. It's really not. So clearly you can see we're hot, but not like horrific. Now the area that's the big question for me, and that's not bad underneath that tie. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Wow. Let me grab my hands. Close up powder. Okay, well, I just powdered myself. Not really, but I touched the glove as I was removing it, and there was still a tiny bit of dye on it. So I got dye on my hand, and you probably can't hear me. Okay, as I was saying, you probably can't hear me because my back was to the camera, but I took the glove off and immediately like touched part of the glove where I hadn't rinsed all the dye off. So I've got some fluorescent safety. It's like, what's on your nails? I was like, I've got a purple hollow and then a little bit of fluorescent safety orange. Oh no! Shoot. No! I touched it. Oh well. There was a little, I got some dark purple on my orange. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's why you shouldn't touch things, Rebecca. So this is what our yarn mop is doing so far. It actually reminds me of, so Lucas dyed some yarn, which we put on a hat for him, and it's the hat that he's worn the last 2 winters, and he did it with Kool-Aid, and he wanted orange, pink, and purple. And I think we did like red, orange, and purple, and so this colorway is reminding me a lot of his hat right now. I think it was the first time I used a foam brush for dyeing yarn, but ooh, this is pretty. I think it's hard to say. I think some of the Selena in some areas is picking up some color. Ooh, and okay, I see it going slow right now. That's a bummer. So you're crocheting a plain pulling blanket as you watch. Okay, that's awesome. Bye, Fly by Star Answer. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, I wish the stream was. Oh, it says the stream quality is good. All right, it was looking choppy to me, but I'm watching it on really low resolution now. Let's see what happens when I bring up my face. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, we are inspired by a beautiful flower, and I promise the colors actually look a lot more like that than they do what you see on the screen. On the screen, the bright orange is looking red, and I cannot really fix that, unfortunately. I would love to fix that, but I cannot. And yeah, and so while you guys are at it, if you guys get a kick out of all this, go check out the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop. Dye Cut Weekly sponsorship is currently sold out, but there are still a couple summer samplers and then a lot of other yarn that has been featured in past ChemKnits dialogues
and other videos here on the channel, including the red colorway from the soft blank from today's episode of Dye Pot Weekly is currently in the shop. So you should go check that out. I enjoy yarn mops a lot too, and I did not set a timer. Video capture, laptop, okay. I am thinking if I have, yeah, I have stamina. Okay, let's wait 10 minutes. But we can check in on this now too. Oh. I mean, there's definitely still, and some of the reason for there still being some color is that there's definitely going to be some powder that hasn't dissolved. And what I should do, when these 10 minutes are up, and you can see that we've got some reds, actually what I really should do is add more vinegar. And that is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and add some more vinegar. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm going to add a little more vinegar just to sort of help. Not that adding vinegar will help colors dissolve that haven't dissolved yet, but it'll do something. It'll do something. Okay, I am, let's see. I'm going to go take a quick break. I'm not going to send you guys to commercial break today because since the quality's been a little iffy. But if you're so inclined, you can always leave a super chat or go check out the shop. But yes, I will be back in a couple minutes. I'm just going to go like get a drink and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, when I saw the comments, so the Woolery sells mop yarn by the cone. That's hilarious. Where's my bottle? Wow. Oh dear. Oh man, you guys. This is really, really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. Oh man. I'm just sitting here sort of gazing at it. Yeah, because in a little bit. So I know we just added more vinegar, but I'm going to add some more water as well. And part of the rationale for this is to help some of these colors make sure things are nice and dissolved. So I'm just adding 4 cups. 3 cups of water right now. Raising the heat again a bit. Oh yeah, you can see we've got some friends floating, some undissolved friends. Undissolved friends, let's see. It's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, there's 6 minutes left on the timer. I'm gonna let that go, and then I'm gonna decide what I want to do next. Because I keep waffling. I keep totally waffling on what I want to do because I'm really, really happy with this. Like, absurdly happy. And if you haven't, you should go check out the ChemKnits Instagram because then you can see it. And oh, Suzanne Fenton, Oh, it's getting jerky again. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Suzanne Fenton, thank you so much for the super chat. Woo, 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 little dance. I just sat down, and the thing is, it says the stream health is good. So why? It looks frozen to me. Friends. Unresolved friends. Let's see. It's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, there's 6 minutes left on the. Guys, I'm really sorry that the stream is jerking around. I'm curious. Nope, I can see the camera from down here. Yeah, I see it buffering. I see it buffering, and I'm not sure if the audio is as well. I am really sorry, everybody. Do I think that Dharma Deep Purple looks the same as Jacquard Purple? Let me go back and look. Do I have Jacquard Purple easily accessible? Where did I do those? Where did I edit those pictures? Let me go see if I can find it. Because I've only played with Jacquard Purple the one time. Yeah, this is really jerky. Okay, I think. Oh, I know where I would find this. ChemKnits. Images. Color swatches. Okay, cool tone Dharma colors. Deep purple. And then let's see, Jacquard. So Jacquard Purple, and this could be, I think Jacquard Purple feels less blue. So I said that this is sort of like a grape beverage in there, grape soda, but grape Kool-Aid tends to be a little reddish, and so that's more like the Jacquard Purple from the swatch that I'm looking at. I'm looking at my swatch image, which are in, those are in the recap of dyeing with all 40 Jacquard acid dye colors in there. And granted, the like colors are a little different, but the turquoise Jacquard looks very similar to Frozen. Looks fairly similar in brightness to Frozen from Dharma. Although maybe Frozen's a little more like Caribbean blue. Oh wait, no, that's Dharma too. So yeah, I haven't looked at them side by side, but the Jacquard Violet looks to be very similar to Intense Iris. And the purple, I don't think I have a color that's quite like, what's that color up there? Yeah, the purple is very red, very almost, it's closer to like burgundy. It's like a step down from burgundy, but it's not very blue, if that makes sense. It's very like I like violet as a purple with the Jacquard colors, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I see that in Frozen Frozen and Choppy. Okay, I think, and I can see that my face is just completely frozen. Or feels less blue. So I said this is sort of like a grape beverage in there, grape soda, but grape Kool-Aid tends to be a little reddish, and so that's more like the Jacquard Purple. Okay, friends, did this start happening? And there's a delay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. Did the video quality go again when I used my second camera? Let me see. Because that seems like completely frozen. Is this better? Using the webcam as the webcam is intended. I am completely frozen. Audio too? Yeah, the purple is very, very red, very almost. I don't think on the live stream. Okay, so I did see it move. Of course, like I just moved the camera, so you guys are now looking at my knees. If that has, well, that has not updated yet. Okay, so with our yarn, I'm not going to add any more color. I'm not going to dye any more yarn. I'm not sure why sometimes the streams work so well and sometimes they don't. I am going to turn off the heat completely and leave the yarn in there to cool. And as for our yarn mop, I think I'm going to leave that probably close to as is, and I will go steam it off camera in a tiny bit. Man, the last few streams, I haven't had the choppy issue, and then it's coming up like that today, so I'm not sure. And it froze. Oh, I'm not live. Shoot. I don't think on the live stream. Okay, so I did see it move. It says the quality is bad. I wonder if this is a YouTube thing or if it's, okay, I'm just going to put up, because the audio seems to be fine. Oh, could that be why? Could that be better? Because I accidentally had the other camera on that wasn't plugged in. Okay, I'm going to put up the image. And we are going to go to just the image. And I'm going to just voice over. Oh, I'm not live. I am going to turn off the... I'm like going back and looking. I think I'm going to leave that. Okay, it's really jerky. I'm not sure why. Like, I have not had things be this bad in a while. And I'm sitting here talking to the camera and you guys can't even see me anymore. The quality is so bad and I'm really disappointed, guys. I am really, really sorry. I wish I could have done better for all of you. You guys really deserve better. Yeah, guys, I'm just so sorry. And like, I'm sitting here and I'm like still like very much looking at the camera with like my head in my hands and you guys can't see because I just put up the image. And I haven't even seen that yet because we're like, the stream is so far behind. I will have to see and check to see if YouTube is having some stream issues. Oh, camera on that wasn't plugged in? Okay, I'm gonna put up the image. Wait, that might have helped. My weather isn't bad though. So, oh, funny, because the laptop camera is covered. Funny. Okay, so it seemed like that was better because I think I had accidentally turned on a camera source, and oh, lots of chat. Yeah, so I'm waiting. And I'm waiting to see if it is coming back on the stream. Maybe I found something that could have been an issue that was affecting things, but, ooh, and the color is looking awful over here. I'm waiting for this to come up on the actual live stream. So I'm sitting here like, I haven't figured out how I should have checked the clock. I think that the delay is like 3 to 5 minutes, which is pretty bad. Normally it's at least a couple minutes, but this is like a long delay. So yeah, I saw that. Oh, I know you guys understand. It's still like, it takes, okay, it seems to be working now. And so there's going to be a couple minutes. There was just a couple minutes of me talking about how things are working. I think I may have figured out one of the things that was the issue, and that is if I'm accidentally trying to turn on a camera that is not plugged in. That seems to really be negatively affecting the quality. Now, I'm not sure if we can do another little test. Hi! You're in for a second test. Yep. And picture. You can see how bad the quality is. Testing it out. Thank you guys for helping me troubleshoot. Seeing if this goes badly. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh man. You guys. The delay, and I have to say this in chat. So, real talk. I have a very upbeat personality, but some things really, really frustrate me. And when the stream is not going smoothly, I find that that's one of the most frustrating things that can happen. And it sort of like takes the wind out of my sails a little bit. And so I think that, well, and I've moved the camera down here, I think that I am going to leave it at the one colorway. Good thing I'm thrilled with the colorway. I'm really, really thrilled. And I guess technically it is 2 colorways. I do have my yarn mop. Oh, good. The test is coming up that I want to see. All right, so the stream went, when I popped up the second camera, it went from good to okay. But let's see, I want to watch myself dance. Okay, I'm seeing myself move. It's coming through. I mean, I'm watching it on really low resolution. Yeah. Okay, that's working. I was just watching myself do the like windmill thing. That's actually something I do right before I go live to test and see if the stream is actually working or if it's being choppy. Because if I'm just sitting talking, I can't tell. So I try to like do a lot of movements that I can then watch. I'm curious if there's any reactions about the dance. Double trouble. Do it one more time. I don't think I could do, I only have 2 cameras right now. So I don't think I could do picture in picture in picture. I mean, I could probably add the one camera multiple times, but I love the thought you could get a multi-frame like I'm a nut. I love, Carol, I love that it held that comment for review. Yeah, okay. I'm a goofball, but yeah, some things do like affect me. And I guess like, okay, so I'll get real and open up. So I do suffer from like diagnosed anxiety, and this stems from, it's probably something that I've had as long as I can remember, but it got worse around when I was going through the diagnosis of chronic fatigue syndrome, because living with this constant elevated level of fatigue makes it harder for me to deal with the anxiety. And so things like, when something bothers me, then it bothers me for a while, you know? And so things like weigh in, and I have trouble like letting things go. And so, no, there's a comment, don't let it steal your joy. It won't steal my joy. It's just well, I guess I'll also be honest, I'm feeling really exhausted anyway. um, but it sort of took the wind, and I was like on the fence about going through and doing like another round of colors, and so the troubleshooting issues sort of was like the nail in the coffin. And today I'm not feeling like particularly anxious, but I like little like blips really throw me off my game, and so yeah, it's something that I guess I'm not afraid to share that like I have anxiety, and I have a lot of coping mechanisms and things, like I have lists and I have plans and like backup plans for a lot of things, but I don't, and it's probably because of the anxiety, that stress is something that really, I mean, it's not good for anyone, but I know that stress really is a huge hiccup for me. So if I'm feeling really stressed about something, then at some point I stop to be able to like function on like a normal kind of level. And so, yeah. And so I love that I've been able to create a business around something that allows me the freedom to really be me and have that realness, and to let the, I don't know, the sunshine in my soul kind of exist. And so that is just like, it's a really like helpful, like doing ChemKnit stuff is like a safe like place for me. I just, and I'm not even like a non-technical, I'm not super tech savvy, but I'm not like untech savvy. But yeah, when there's technical difficulties, it's hard to exist in front of the camera and deal with the like behind the camera stuff simultaneously sometimes. Aw, I'm glad you guys like my dance. I seriously do that before every live stream almost. Well, sometimes I do like this, but then I'm like, lately I've been into this windmill thing. Oh, you want to thank me for all your work. You've learned a lot. We'll be trying things in this like this in the fall when it's much cooler. Thank you. Like when you guys give feedback and hang out in these live streams, it really does mean a ton. It really means a ton to me, and it really like helps. And yeah, like when I first had the chronic fatigue symptoms, one of the very first things they did was to evaluate me for depression. And depression is something that I have definitely dealt with, and it's something I definitely like struggle with at times. But they determined that that wasn't like the reason why I was having the fatigue symptoms. And then, if anything, more depression symptoms came after I was struggling with the fatigue for longer, because I really started missing the person that I was. So when this all went down, I was in grad school. I was maybe three years in, and you know, I had like a vision for the future. I wanted to go do a teaching postdoc. I wanted to go teach either at like a liberal arts college like Wellesley, or at like maybe a private high school. Basically, I wanted to be a teacher at one of the schools that I loved. I loved my high school. I loved my college. And so that was sort of my dream. I wanted to teach. I really, really wanted to teach, and that's what I wanted to do. And then when the fatigue started hitting, my memory, which was never great, I was never great at memorizing things, but all of a sudden the ability for me to focus on details became a lot more difficult. And so it got to, and I could compensate by having things written down and stuff, and it wasn't like I was in exams or anything and that was a problem, but it was hard for me to make it, like, it was hard for me to keep working in a lab, because like it was just hard for me to get enough done, and my short-term memory got bad enough that I would set up an assay, and so I'd have like, things would be like at, you know, maybe like 1 milliliter tubes, maybe they were 1.5 milliliter Eppendorf tubes, and I'd set something up, and like I literally could not remember if I added a reagent or not, and without that confidence I'd have to scrap and start over. And so it was just like, yeah, that was really hard. But I finally gosh, and this is all so long ago now. This is like a decade ago. But so once I was able to sort of accept the shift and be like, okay, I made a decision like before we got married, which I guess was like 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago, 9 years ago, made a decision that I was going to operate and be like, okay, what if this is my new normal and this is who I am now? What can I do? What should I do? And like, what can I plan around the person that I am now and evaluate from that? And I was very lucky because I had a lot of good data and good success with projects and a very supportive PI who let me work part-time towards finishing my degree that I was able to finish. But there was a period of time where I thought I might have to go on medical leave. And then I was afraid that I would never be able to come back. And so that was really, really, really scary. And this is a whole big stream of consciousness, and I'm not even sure where I got here, but it's sort of like my journey to this. And so knitting and fiber arts were such a savior for me during this time. And so if I can bring some positivity, oh, I'm going to get teared up, but if I can bring some positivity into someone else's day or some color inspiration and make someone smile, then that, like, I don't know, it's all worth it. Like, I don't have any regrets now because I love what I do. I am doing something I am completely passionate about, and I'm not teaching chemistry. Well, sort of teaching chemistry sometimes, but it's just different, you know? It's just completely different, but in a really good way, and it's still like my soul and still very me. And so, but me being able to do this is in a huge part thanks to all of you. And so thank you so much for listening and letting me talk and giving me this platform. I really appreciate it. Yes, no, and I know, and I really like, when I realized, I'm like, oh, I am teaching. It's different than I thought. But, you know, and it's fun. Like when I went into like Lucas's class and I dyed yarn with these like 4 and 5-year-olds, it was like, it would be really, really fun to incorporate this. And as the kids get older and as they have like activities, maybe I can get more involved and do stuff. And so it's just, I don't know, I have a lot of ideas and it's fun. Oh, you guys are the best. Seriously, the best. So yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching and letting me open up. Like, I truly feel like, I don't know, I guess I feel like it's worth sharing my flaws as well, because I'm definitely not perfect. I make mistakes all the time, and I do get frustrated and angry, and I do cry. Not usually in front of the camera, though. Usually I save that for later, but yeah, it's still, this being ChemKnits, it's not even like a switch that I turn on to be ChemKnits. It's more of like I open a door. And so I open a door and like let myself walk through, if that makes sense. Like ChemKnits is like my freedom, you know? And so it's really like, it's there's like the workshop where you have to pick the like 5 like aspects of your personality that are like super like important, and like, you know, like ChemKnits, it's not even like business or work, but ChemKnits is like my soul. So, your kid was playing ChemKnits? Oh my gosh, he was diving with grasshoppers? That's like pretend grasshoppers, but that is so cute. That is so cute. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. Like, seriously. Anyway, I know you guys love me. Thank you so much. But yeah, so anyway, the camera is no longer over the pan because I moved it over to me so that way we could all, so it could work. But I'll do one more dance. I'll do one more dance if I can. And the color is so off that like I am blushing, but whoa, it looks like I'm blushing. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I love doing these dialogues, and this is another thing I have to thank the community for, because this is something that you guys asked for. And now, the first one was in October, and it's now, we're approaching the first year of dialogues, which is pretty amazing. And so it's fun to go back and look. And so even if you don't want to dye and participate in the, oh my gosh, even if you don't want to dye the yarn and participate in the dialogue, you can go back and look at the Instagram hashtag ChemKnits dialogue. And it's fun to go through and see like the different colors that cycle through over there. But yeah, I love being able to like teach kids, and Lucas is begging to do some more yarn dyeing, so I'm gonna have to bring him in. But it's been super busy this month in the best possible way, and there's the summer samplers coming up, or summer specials coming up, and there's so many awesome things coming up that I think that it's going to be a really, really fun rest of the summer. Natural dyeing videos are coming up in August, and there's just a lot I cannot wait for you to see. And I am definitely gonna have to schedule a little vacation where I need my like sewing weekend. Yeah, no, I love what I do. Editing is my least favorite part, but I loved filming and dyeing like a ton. But okay, anyway, I'm gonna sign off and I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, the colorway shift back. It's a beautiful orange, purple, and red colorway. The yarn mop, I mean, I might not even, I guess I should steam it. Where's the thing? What did I do with the steam basket? Okay, I'll figure that out. But anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all for tuning in, and for all of you who, while I've just been chatting about nothing, have remained and are hanging out, and that's pretty amazing. So thank you, and I'm going to say goodnight, everyone. I will chat with you all soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget, if you want to be featured, there's details in the description. Use the hashtag ChemKnits dialogue on Instagram, or reply with a comment on the photo on my Facebook page. And the link to that photo is in the description, along with all kinds of stuff. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And now we're going to see the massive delay. Because I am afraid to end it too soon, so I'm going to wait for the camera to pop up. No, I didn't know. Yeah. Because yeah, I never know if the stream ends when I push end, or sometimes it's cut me off in the past. So I'd like to leave a little marker to let me know when it's done. But all right, I am going to go look for oh, and it got jerky again.